First off, I want to start by saying these are my own personal predictions. Nothing here is concrete facts, and nor will I try to present them as 100% accurate, not clickbait, must watch, OMG. With Rave In The Redwoods now completed and launched on all platforms, I think it's a good time to start looking forward to our next map that Infinity Ward has coming up. Let's start out by looking at some of the facts we have so far and then go from there. After obtaining a part of the soul key inside Rave In The Redwoods, we get a completion cutscene. While the cutscene does not reveal much information, it gives us a small teaser of what we can expect from the map's settings and the characters. We have our characters arriving on a dark subway station. We get some 70s sounding music, and our characters roll out of the train in a Charlie's Angel-like pose, and Andre states things are about to get a whole lot more funky. With that small bit of information, we can assume our characters have been transported into the 1970s and have taken on some new roles. Sally's role appears to be that of a hippie-like character sporting a large fluff of hair and hoop earrings. AJ's role is quite difficult to tell based off of his silhouette, but if I had to take a guess based off of AJ's past roles and where I think he would fit in best, he would be taking on the role of a lover of disco. Poindexter's role would be that of the punk rocker based off of the spiked hair and the spikes on his boots. And Andre's role is the most difficult to pinpoint within the cutscene. I really have no guesses on what role he could be taking on. With the knowledge that most likely our map will be taking place in the 70s, I wanted to list a few 70s horror and staple films that Infinity Ward could be pulling some references and some influences from, one of which I will be putting heavy emphasis on here very shortly. To list a few: Carrie, The Omen, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jaws, Halloween, The Hills Have Eyes, The Exorcist, Alien, Dawn of the Dead, and lastly, what I believe to be the most important one is The Warriors. We'll come back to The Warriors here in a moment. Lee Ross has been tweeting out that him and the cast have been working on recording the voiceover work for DLC 2 in his hometown of New York for the past few weeks and have officially wrapped on that now. With that in mind, I want to go ahead and go back to The Warriors. The Warriors is a 1979 crime drama film that takes place in New York that was heavily influenced by the gang activity, crimes, and turf wars that took place during the 1970s in New York. The Warriors focuses on a gang of the same name who were at a meeting where all of the gangs of New York were ordered to meet up by the largest gang, the Riffs, in the Bronx, unarmed with 9 members. At the meeting of thousands, during the speech given by Cyrus, the leader of the Riffs, one member of a gang takes a shot and kills Cyrus mid-speech. One of the Warriors witnessed the shooter, but before the shooter could take him down, the cops raid the meeting and everyone scatters. The shooter then places the blame upon the leader of the Warriors, saying he saw him fire the shot. A hit is then placed out on the remaining Warriors by the Riffs for all gangs of New York to take them down. The Warriors must then fight their way back to their home turf on Coney Island to get back to safety. If you have not yet seen The Warriors, please stop this video now and go watch it. It's a fantastic film and I cannot recommend it enough. Anyways, I believe The Warriors will be a heavy influence within the next zombie map, and I'm predicting that the map will be taking place in New York City during the 1970s. While most people pair up disco with the 1970s, and it was a heavy influence, I don't think we'll get another map like Zombies in Spaceland with the quirky-like feel to it for a while, which a full disco themed map definitely would be. I personally would love to see a map where we are in a well-known town traveling through a zombie/gang war-torn city to make our way toward our goal. With all that in mind, here are some ideas I think could be cool if my predictions are correct. Zombies specific to that area or territory of the map. This would be a really neat feature to see different zombies throughout the map as we travel through each gang's territory. It would also allow more specialty types of zombies in a single map. Much like the police officer or the lumberjacks, we could have different types for different territories. I believe if this is correct, we could also have a Coney Island or an access to a Pack-a-Punch like destination we're trying to make our way to. With a Coney Island like part of the map, Infinity Ward could bring back tickets, meal, arcade games, and other games like the shooting gallery and the roller coaster. The subway, I think, would be our mode of fast travel between locations. I think it would be a neat implementation if they did, oh boy, I'm gonna get shit for this, if we had a transit-like mode of travel, but one that actually worked well. If we had a mode of transportation to areas of the map, but we had control over the travel. The zombies wouldn't chase us, and its only purpose was meant for that of travel and not a crappy gun in the fog with denizens and lava. But I would like to take a train, and during that ride we still have to defend ourselves from any zombies that happen to still be on that train or in the other carts making their way into ours. It would be sort of like a short lockdown event. Many people are talking about our guest star in the next map. It is confirmed from Lee Ross's Twitter that the role is filled by a female. Most people are steering towards Elvira as our next guest star. While I agree Elvira would be an awesome character to play, she really was not relevant in the 1970s, and there is one leading lady in horror/monster films I think would be a way better choice. When it comes to badass ladies in horror films, no other name comes to mind faster than Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver played the iconic Ripley in the 1979 thriller suspense movie Alien. She has since played in many other horror, thriller, and classic films and is still active in those genres to this day. Playing as Sigourney Weaver and seeing what sort of role she would be playing in the Easter egg would be a blast. Ah, the Alien and Ghostbuster references for days. One small little tidbit of information I'm going to leave you guys with today. I think it's pretty neat, and it would be cool to see if Infinity Ward could throw back a classic Easter egg toward our godfather of zombies, George Romero. Is not only did he have a zombies film in the 1970s, Dawn of the Dead, but also his hometown is the Bronx, New York. There's a lot of coincidences here with the location of where they're recording the voiceover, the subway, the 70s, and George Romero. There's so many references and possibilities here, and there's way too many coincidences. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm eagerly awaiting Infinity Ward's next DLC, and I have high hopes for it, regardless of if my predictions are correct or wrong. Please remember that these are my own predictions and not presented as facts. As much clickbaity information is already stirring around in the pot right now, I don't want to add more to that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and all the support, and I'll see you in the next video.